I can't believe how unconscious you are, says the oh. To see something in oneself, a reaction, a identification with a mental position, and suddenly to see it, perhaps in the middle of it, is enough. And not even to say, oh, I shouldn't be having that reaction. I'm an advanced spiritual person. I shouldn't be having that. Something is wrong here. But there it is. And the advanced spiritual person, how does one become an advanced spiritual person? Does it require a lot of knowledge or some arduous practice of self-denial through beating yourself up or sitting in the cold for hours, meditate? I'm going to get there. I'm going to get there. The advanced spiritual person is the person that allows this moment to be. Oh, is that it? Allows this moment to be, because why should I allow this moment to be? Because it is. Because it always is as it is now. Yeah, but it shouldn't. But it is. Yeah, but this is not how should it still is. And then you see that you go through life, or you have been going through life, a lot of your life has been an inner no. And the egoic mind-made entity thrived on the no. It thrives on having enemies. It doesn't need to go as far as to make you into a suicide bomber. It could. That's an extreme manifestation of the same thing. It thrives on that. And then, of course, it says, I can't allow this to be. There are so many things in this world that should not be. There are so many things in this world that are unjust, unfair, so much suffering, so much this. So, yes, of course, that is true, that there's an enormous amount of suffering in this world. And in yourself, suffering is present in every human being in different forms. In the affluent West, there is an enormous amount of suffering too, not perhaps on the material level, mental, emotional suffering. And the illusion is to believe that when I allow this moment to be, I will become ineffective, I will become passive, and nothing is going to change anymore. I will be stuck with this dreadful moment for the rest of my life. So to get rid of this dreadful moment, I've got to fight it. And then, the next moment, which is the same as this moment, dreadful again. That state, and here we have an approach, another perspective on what it means to be fully awake here and now. We pointed already to the helpful fact that you can feel the inner body as you sit here, even now. That takes you out of the stream of thinking and thinking. And then you can become conscious of this moment instead of running away from it or internally denying it, fighting it. You can become conscious of how things are right now. This is how things are. And you allow, and what is could be a reaction inside yourself. It could be an old, and then you see it, and don't make it into a problem, and you watch the emotion that comes with it. So there it is. You allow that. So you don't become an advanced spiritual practitioner by achieving something, total control of all my inner states and total control of external conditions. I am in total control of my life. This is, of course, the ego feels I need to stay or lie awake in bed all night because I have important problems to think about. If I don't worry, my life is going to fall apart. I'll be irresponsible. Or as one famous actress said, I read in the paper some while ago, who, by the way, is always ill, she said about some situation, she said, I wouldn't be human if I didn't worry myself sick about it. And worry is identification with thought. Useless thought, a lot of it, of course. Even psychologists who are not interested in spiritual matters have recognized that 95% of our thinking is pretty repetitive and useless. So, and one way of stepping out of it, that entire conditioned movement needs reactivity, needs opposition, needs resistance. It's the mind-made entity. So now the possibility arises of living in a different way. And if it were not happening already, I could not make it happen to you. The fact that you are here and recognize something, some truth that you already know, that is already happening inside you, that means you don't need convincing. You recognize the fundamental truth of living, that there is the possibility now, perhaps there wasn't before for most humans, there is the possibility now of living in alignment with the suchness of this moment, inner alignment. And that is the state out of which, amazingly, effective action comes. Because